I like to talk about the current, like in Kochi, of course, I can see a lot of opportunities are there actually. Like it's a city, there's a lot of job opportunities, especially for the youth actually. But I'm coming from my actual hometown is Kottayam actually, and in Kottayam, Kudallur, it's part of the Kadathurthi constituency actually. So there, currently the situation when I went like last week is actually uh, even my house actually it's completely closed. No one is there in my house actually. My brother is in Germany, my sister is in Kochi, my parents are in like Dubai, and our house, the left of our neighbor and the right actually, no one is there literally actually. And the my relatives were also telling actually, there's no one less than 40 years in the in the neighborhood actually. Everyone is now there is only people who are above 40 actually. Then I realized that actually, oh, that's correct actually. When in my family, that's the same situation. We have closed the house. So I think why it happens actually is it like I felt at a point, even when I'm in Kochi, of course I feel that actually there is a lot of opportunities here, job opportunities is there actually, and it's a good place to live. But from in our small places actually, I think every small places in our state has this problem actually. People are migrating actually. So yeah, even though we feel there is a development happening actually, opportunities, how come this happen actually, and what do you think?
I just moved to Kerala back in 2020. So I was brought up in Chennai, even though I'm from Kerala. What I feel is like we have the opportunities, but again, I don't. I think that there is this moral question from the society about, for instance, even if I wear this earrings or something, even if I'm queer, there is this question of like, who are you? Like, what are your names? And even if you self-identify, there is always this question of like, you can't do that or you can't cross a line, which is embedded in our system socially. I think since Kochi or Trivandrum or Calicut, where more people are coming in from other states, so it's more open to these experiences. But if you travel to any villages in Kerala, they will still stare at you. They will still question you. I think that's the thing where we don't have any spaces where people can be themselves. I think the government is also trying to build spaces, and they're also trying to invest in culture sector and other sectors where people can be themselves and they can do things that they want to do. But again, I think socially we are still growing to a level where people are still getting to understand what the youth wants. I mean, that's what I think.
Opportunities are coming here. The government is trying to get more and more investors and infrastructures. Everything is like, I mean, if you look at Kochi, you can see first solar airport, first water metro. There are like a lot of first things are here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying actually, basically, Kochi is booming actually. Yeah. But why not Kottayam is not moving actually? Yeah. So there, I think more development is there actually. There is a space actually, and this overall Kochi is actually getting polluted or like it's getting too much.
Everything is just happening in Kochi.
Why can't a new cyber tower be started in Thrissur or in Kottayam actually? Yeah. That gives like IT can be worked from anywhere actually. It doesn't need like just a city to be actually. So that way, more cities actually, of course, preserving the nature actually, but more opportunities so that people don't go to Canada or Germany or UK actually.
There is general favoritism towards Kochi.
Yes, yes, that shows a little lack of development outside Kochi, Trivandrum or Calicut actually. Yeah.
I also feel that districts like Thrissur, Calicut, Kottayam, and even Wayanad to a large extent has a lot of potential in areas of tourism, in areas of IT development, and also education sector is something that also needs to be explored. I'm very sure that our government is very far behind compared to the rest of the government, but there are much more possibilities that we can do with our capability and caliber. So rather than keeping Cochin aside from the conversation, there are larger areas in Kerala which can be used largely in tourism.
I know the government of Kerala is doing maybe a good job Like they are investing in things, and we have a CM who does press conferences, and he is meeting people. So do you think they are doing a good job? Like, what's your opinion on that? Like, I'm really curious because what I feel is like we have mediocre governments all over the country. So when mediocrity is the standard, so anything bare minimum, we tend to applaud it. So do you think that's the case, or do you think that government is doing a really good job?
I mean, I won't say like really good job, but comparatively, comparing to the other states, we can, appreciate our government for doing all this like up-to-date things, like doing the press conference and answerable to and being questionable, answerable to the public like that. And they are also trying to get more and more like in their own way. I mean, when we look at their party cadres, they will say we are the best government in India, like that.
Yeah, the government here actually care about the people. Not just say that they care about the people, they actually genuinely care about the people and their well-being.
And also government is trying to get what we say, in Kerala have a very fragile environment basically. So they are trying to get the whatever development happen, that should not affect the environment, because we have been facing lot of natural calamities past years. So that's also they are taking care. Yeah.
I think also the current government needs more youth leaderships to come up, because largely what we have is people from the older generation leading. As we can see in the West, what's happening, we have a large amount of youth representation that's happening. That's a positive thing that really needs to be implemented, as we have a large amount of youth that are craving for their voice to be heard. That's, I think, something that the government can look into much more deeply.
Government is doing, of course, actually, government is doing things like, particularly the Chief Minister Karan, during the flood times or during the Churalmala Mundakai times and or the earthquake, the landslide time, every day comes to the media.
Yes.
COVID actually. But of course, at the same time, I can tell that actually, like you said, actually, I think right now Chief Minister is 85 years, maybe actually. Yeah. When he started, might be 70 or 75 actually, 10 years before actually. Yeah. So, of course, the experience matters. Experience, there is a lot of things comes with the experience, which will, and to lead a state actually, that experience is needed also actually. But someone who is in 40s, 50s is always actually welcoming to get that fresh, young energy. And there are enough, of course, there are a lot of people actually in, when we say in Communist Party, in LDF, there are actually potential leaders actually who are in that young age actually. But when it comes to Congress, I doubt, like in Congress and all, I doubt really actually, because there everyone wants to be leaders, at least actually. Here there is a discipline in at least, okay, they are allowing a senior person to have that position, be the Chief Minister actually. So of course I agree with the thing actually, we need more young youth leaders actually, but at the same time the people with enough experience are there or not in that age is one doubtful thing actually. Yeah.
And there's much more harmony in the states of the religion conversation that's happening in the rest of the country, because religion is a big factor. If you go outside Kerala, anywhere, religion, casteism is extremely prevalent. I'm not saying that it's not at all prevalent in Kerala, but it's prevalent only to a very, very small extent. I think by the next generation, Kerala, no caste system or religious conversation is going to happen.
The thing is, like, that's a so-called progressive state, Kerala being like, that's a thing. I mean, there are caste system in Kerala, there are like religious bigots, there are fundamentalists, but the problem is they can't be like do all these extremist things in like, they can't come as a group, because like we have a very diverse community sense. I mean, we will, even every friend circle also will see a lot of diversity.
There is never a conversation to a friend, which religion are you from, or which class in society. Either you're a good person or a bad person.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
whoever
The judgment is very less.
whoever trying to inject this extremism or like fundamentalism, these things are like not working here mostly. But there are places, there are like sparks happen, but it is controlled, and because of the administration of or government, I don't know.
I do think that what I've seen, like I belong to Hindu religion, even though I'm an atheist. Even though in my community, among my cousins, I have seen people who are turning into fundamentalists. They are becoming very conservative, and they're just 18, 19, and every time I ask a question like why and what, and they're like, they don't have any particular answer. They are like, this gives me so much power. And I ask them like, who do you have power over, or who do you have power with, like, and they don't really answer that. But there are people coming into the state who are making kids go in towards the right wing, and they are making them more fundamentalist. I think we are getting more polarized. I mean, for instance, we do have in the recent Lok Sabha elections, we have an MP from the BJP from Thrissur. But I do think that's also because Thrissur, we have this temple. So especially in Thrissur and Trivandrum, we have temples, and around temples, these fundamentals and very orthodox people are there. And they are making the next generation more conservative.
Yeah.
I don't know about other communities, but we have had shakas. I have had an uncle who asked me like, why don't you come to the shaka? I'm like, no, I'm not interested. But I can say no because my parents had told me, and I've been brought up in a way. That's a privilege that I have. But I don't think that this privilege is with everyone else, because they are given better opportunity. They are given financial stability. And I think these are the things that are making these people go towards fundamentalism. I think this is what every other religion has been doing in other countries too. But here right now, Hinduism or Hindutva is doing that.
This whatever like BJP in Kerala, they are trying to do with like most influential figures. Like even for this state election, you can see all the social media influencers are turning out to be the candidates for BJP, and their fans are being like part of BJP. All these factors, like their strategy is very tricky. Basically, that's why like the first MP from BJP MP, he was a.
That is going to work out very well in Kerala because people here is much more smarter.
We can see the collaboration between Hindus and Muslims, or Hindus and Christians actually favoring some part actually, and party politics mixing with the religion is very evidently actually. And now every religions, within religions, the subtext actually multiple small religious groups have started favoring actually different parties and making tie-ups actually, and it's causing more hate and more problematic situations in the last 5 years actually, I would say. Or I think it's more people I think before and or previously actually having a caste name in the back, people started questioning actually. If you have a second name, your caste name is there actually, and that is a higher caste actually. Last 5-10 years, like 5 years before I started, people used to ask actually. But nowadays actually, people have a counter argument. Everyone is okay with having a second name as a caste actually, higher caste. It's being okay. It's now. It was a normalized like 10 years before, and last 10 years there was actually a period people question and then thought of it actually. It's not good to have
but
a
right
caste.
Now people are coming back to it.
It's like in a loop actually, where again caste, religion is coming and people celebrate it actually, and doesn't
be happening because one group is doing it and the other group wants to feel left out. So they're in a way forced to do it too. Because everyone has their own representation, everyone has their own rights. So they see one group of people supporting the extremism, and automatically there's a tendency for the other groups to also go in the same direction. That is what I've observed.
That I had this conversation like I've seen this conversation where people have been talking like, in that religion, that particular religion, they are together. They have a group or they have an association, and our religion don't have it.
Yeah.
And we should also come together. Should also an association. We should unify ourselves. So what BJP is saying that since SDPI or PDP or any other religious party is doing it, so that since they are together, they have a party, so Hindus also need to come together. I think it's since 2014. I think fundamentalism and the very idea of religious identity, it's been very prevalent. Even though I don't like to call myself a Hindu, I have been in positions where I need to tell that I'm a Hindu, or where I need to tell that I belong to a specific religion. It's just not me. I have had my friends too, where they had to disclose their identity, where they belong to, especially when we travel towards north. But that was not in Kerala, but suddenly it's been coming up because we had playground, like we had temple grounds or church grounds where we used to go and play. But suddenly there's a board like, non-Hindus can't enter or non-Christians can't enter. I think it is still growing, and which is really sad, because it is questioning the community that we have in Kerala. Because for example, in Fort Kochi, we have 42 plus community living together in harmony for years now. But again, if it's happening somewhere in Thrissur or somewhere in Palakkad, it could come to Fort Kochi or it could come to Kottayam, irrespective of any religion. I think I can't name any organization. I don't remember any names of the organization, but there are some Christian pastors who put out videos that tell that talk so much of Islamophobia. And I think there was a father who was supporting the release of Kerala Story 2, and they will ask people to see the film or talk against any specific religion, irrespective of it be Islam or Hinduism or Christianity. But I think it's slowly growing up, and more young people are also falling into it, because they are being forced into these religious spaces. I mean, that's what I think. So
Islamophobia is also used as a key to milk vote out of the large percentage of community, right? Because the hate that I'm seeing in the last 5 to 6 years, even in South India.
Whenever I have traveled to outside of Kerala, I have been frequently asked a question like, when I tell my name is Neeraj, the second question that comes is like, what's your second name? As you said, and I haven't heard that question from Kerala or Tamil Nadu. But recently, I have had that experience where people have been asking my second name, even though I don't have a second name. I'm Neeraj, nice to meet you, and like, Neeraj what? That's a question that I'm getting, which is sad, and which these questions are from young people, which is sadder. I think we are in a way getting polarized. I think we have these small bubbles where, for instance, so all of us work together and all of us have the same work, and we might also share the same political ideology. So beyond that, these political ideologies or these conversation doesn't happen anywhere else.
Last election, this LDF government got second time. Before that, it used to be like LDF, then UDF, LDF and UDF. The frequent changes were there. But now I think they are going to win in the next election also. I mean, they are like people are in like really like the government and all this. They are supporting LDF in a lot of ways. So it actually kills the, Kerala had a really good development because of the shift in governments, and both governments tried to do their best. In a way, the both government wanted to be on power, so they wanted to do best for like, if LDF is coming, LDF doing the best, and then UDF is coming. So they know that this shift will happen. But now LDF got to know that there won't be any shift anymore, because UDF is like, I don't know, like UDF doesn't have very good leadership currently.
UDF looks like a headless chicken now.
Yeah. So the thing is, if LDF going to like win again, I think there will be much more problems. Like, I'm not sure, but they can still do a good governance. But but like we most Keralites are like worried about these things. I mean, there is no shift happening for, so far now. It's been second term and third term. Then there will be issues like people expect that issues. So sometimes there will be a shift also in next election. Like they wanted to have a change in governance, so they will try to vote more for like UDF. But the leadership issue is they can't rely on UDF anymore. Like that issues are there. But I don't know. Like it's all out to people. Like people will judge our elections basically.
I think we have two examples in a country. We have a government that's been ruling for like how much 2014 12 years now, the central government, and we have a government that's been ruling for 10 years now. I think power does corrupt people, but even with the Kerala government, I think that they are able to finish the development stories that they started, the program that started, they were able to finish it because they got an extended term. But I also think most of the developmental programs were started by the other UDF, that the current state is finishing it off. But I think it can. It's a very tricky situation where we don't have an opposition party, or we don't have an opposition leader who can lead the other side, which is also the case with the central government.
I mean, who can challenge the government? There is no opposition leaders. Like, there's no strong opposition. Like
What I've seen is they initiate a lot of conversation about development, and they initiate plans too. But there's only initiation. There's no maintenance that happens usually. This government has put in the effort, which is not sufficient enough in my case, but more effort can also come in. But there is that effort going in to maintain the development that has already been initiated.
For me, I think if it's a LDF government, it's fine. If there's no change also, if it goes for 10 years, 20 years, it's fine. If it is some other party, then only 5 years enough actually. That's what I
have a question since you told that. So, do you think that they will bring in new development programs? Because whatever program that I've seen in the state are programs that were started by the Woman Chandi government. Because they haven't started any new. For instance, the Kochi metros, which was an idea by the Woman Chandi government, which was started in 2011 and 16. Even the roads, which these all programs and were started by the Woman Chandi government. I mean, of course, they were not able to do a great job, but the LDF government have been able to finish all the projects that the Woman Chandi government has started. So do you think that they will be able to create new programs for the state or new developmental projects?
Of course, surely change is needed actually, or else of course the power and all these things will surely affect actually. But at the same time, to have that change, there should be a person to handle that change also actually. So we don't have an opposition, honestly saying actually. So we can't think of a change actually. For me, change is needed actually. Yeah.